Good evening, everyone. Listen, all right. So let's get right into it for this evening. If you or someone that you know writes personal checks, they need to know this information right now. All right. Let's get right into it.
That paper checks are one of the financial system's weakest points.
Would you say that every single bank is experiencing this right now?
I think that would be a legitimate statement.
In 2021, banks reported nearly 250,000 cases of check fraud nationwide. But by 2022, that number skyrocketed to nearly 460,000 cases. That's an 84% increase in just 1 year.
It's concerning. It really is.
In many cases, checks are stolen out of blue postal boxes like this one. Then crooks change the recipient's name and the dollar value of the check using forgery techniques. Next, they'll open an account at a bank in a phony name and hire someone to deposit the check. That's what happened here. This surveillance video from a Florida bank shows an elderly homeless man depositing a fraudulent check. A police report says it was cashed for nearly $3,000.
Driving this checking crime spree is a network of organized gangs. They're using technologies like Telegram to coordinate thefts, connecting people who've stolen checks out of the mail with other people who will walk into banks and deposit them. Those people are known as walkers.
Let's talk about the term walker. What does that mean?
So a walker, is exactly what it says. Someone who walks into a bank that cashes a check. They're kind of your mule to execute the criminal fraud.
On Telegram, users can message in private and public group chats. The platform is popular among criminals because they can use an anonymous username and they can encrypt their messages, meaning the police can't trace them. We found group chats with lots of posts from criminals advertising their network of walkers to help other crooks who want to cash out their stolen checks.
This particular individual is being advertised as a walker.
Maria Noriega is a cyber intelligence analyst at the firm Q6, which is a consultant to CNBC.
You can see by the caption here, a good walker that's ready, all spammers tap in, meaning everybody who wants to get with this walker to contact the threat actor that has posted this.
So this is a criminal advertising, hey, I've got this guy.
Yes.
He's a walker. He's ready to go into the bank and deposit a bogus check.
Yeah.
Call me if you want to use him.
Basically, yes.
CNBC reviewed dozens of advertisements and requests for walkers on Telegram. Some crooks asked for specific genders. Others wanted someone elderly. And this criminal boasted about buying a new hat for their walker.
Crazy, I know. Crazy, I know. All right. That's not all, guys. I most definitely got to go ahead and share with you all the other side of this story as well. So now here's the deal. Here's what's happening if you guys haven't, heard about this at all. By the way, if anyone is looking to improve their credit score, qualify for home ownership, or lower their monthly car payment, we can help you. Go ahead and scan that QR code to learn more and see how we help these people, just like we can help you as well. All right. So I want to go ahead and share with you all another piece here. And here's what's happening if you guys don't know. Now, we know that people are essentially coming up with different schemes. Okay. They're coming up with different schemes to now they're taking personal checks. That's putting banks in a position where they may have to change how personal checks are done in general. Okay. So there's a chance that they may end up stopping not only paper checks, but people receiving them as well. I don't know how many people still send paper checks or personal checks, but of course, they may make things a little bit easier, like, online, certified checks, not just bank wires and things of that sort. So if you still write personal checks, you need to know what's going on. So number one, you saw that people are going through people's mail and they are getting essentially a system together to take those personal checks. That's part one. Part two, what does the bank do? Watch this. So in 2021, John Pollard, a retiree who lives in Philadelphia, wrote an $84 check, okay? An $84.83 check to Verizon to pay a phone bill. Next thing you know, let me zoom in. The check was stolen in the mail. The amount was changed to 45. Now, hold on. Now, hold on. Somebody changed this check to $45,000, $45,678.12 to be exact, made out to a person named Olivia Wallace and cashed according to the legal complaint, all right, made on behalf of Pollard and his wife, Patrice. Now, isn't that insane? That's 45,000. The Pollards had just deposited a large sum into their Wells Fargo bank account with which the check was written. So they didn't immediately realize the money was missing from their account. It wasn't until Verizon notified the couple that it hadn't received the phone payment and that the Pollards say that they noticed the fraud and reported it to Wells Fargo in early 2022. All right. So here's the deal. More than 2 years later, this is right now. Y'all see the date on this, okay? I know y'all said, listen, well, that happened a while back. That would listen, this was just recently updated June 13th, 2024. Why are they talking about this? Because more than 2 years later, right now, the Pollards still haven't gotten any of the stolen money back from the bank. So if you know someone that is still writing personal checks, you got to let them know it's time to stop doing that. And if they don't stop doing it, the banks may do something very soon on this. Okay. Listen, fraud is at an all-time level. It's at an all-time high. Okay. So again, you got to make sure you're not writing the I know it's a messed up way to kind of see it or do business a certain way. But again, now let us know in the comments who's still writing personal checks. It's nothing bad, but how often do you guys write personal checks? All right, let's talk about it. Who still writes personal checks? And then if you do, how often do you do so? Okay, because again, you got to be careful out here, as well. All right, so let me go ahead and go back to this part so I can get you guys caught up. Okay, so we just went over that. Will banks help you? The answer is no. All right, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to this video. All right. Now, by the way, of course, if you guys are looking to be around credit community people that have goals and goal oriented, get all of your credit questions answered. And of course, get access to our home buyer challenge and so much more. Go ahead and scan that QR code to learn more about our credit community. All right, let's jump into the comments, guys, and let me know. I'm just reading the comments already. Listen, Grinding says, what is going on? Okay. Now I got to be careful on my language because y'all not going to be messing up these advertisers. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, but yeah, listen, that's real, right? It's crazy because again, we're seeing it here. I'm going to actually pull the article back up so you guys can actually, we're going to leave the article up. That way, when people come back into the thing, they'll see here that more than 2 years have gone by and they still haven't gotten any of the money back. So I'm going to keep that in the center there. But yeah, it's crazy. Nobi says she still writes checks. I think all of us, every now and then, writes a check for whatever reason, right? And but sometimes it's like that, right? Stories of the Soul said, I do not write personal checks. All right. Captain Alice in the house. Good evening, sir. Nobi says weekly for the tithes and offering, but I don't think the church people would like me doing that either. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So that most definitely plays a role for sure. Okay. So now here's the deal. Again, if you all know people that are writing checks, you have to let them know this. Fraud is fraud. It's been happening for quite some time. It's unfortunate. And it's not just Wells Fargo. There are other banks, I'm sure, that have dealt with this type of stuff as well, too. So keep this in mind as you guys are going out, and about and such. And it's unfortunate. People, they're going through mail. This is nothing new. They've been going through mail for a long time. But I didn't think that it would take, all of that. And you guys saw the video. They're using different types of social media apps. And they're actually, there's walkers and like, it's crazy. I had like, who puts all this stuff together? That's what's crazy about all of this is that who puts all of this stuff together? But here's the thing. It's a matter of time, right? It's a matter of time before banks essentially they're going to have to do some measures because here's the thing. Let's be totally honest. Unless they actually because they're not going to keep reimbursing people the money, they would go out of business. So I'm not necessarily agreeing with it, but the only way out of this situation is to have it where people can no longer write personal checks. It's unfortunate, but it's going to keep happening like this because and it's either that or you never know what could happen. You could also just give a check to somebody. You could give it to somebody. If they don't cash it right then and there, somebody else could do the same thing. Not every check has to be stolen through the mail. You guys getting this? So keep that in mind as you guys are thinking about that as well. All right. So, but that's what I had for you guys on tonight. So of course, if you guys like that video, please go ahead and like the video as well. I'm sorry, if you guys like the video, go and like it, share it, and subscribe as well too. Okay, so I don't want to hold you guys up, so we'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks again for watching the credit blueprint, and we'll keep you all posted as other things may happen as well.